As technology advances, ensuring Nigerian women are empowered to thrive is more important than ever. And speaking of coding the future is important. On this special day, we are marking International Women's Day. We will be looking at swift action in empowering Nigerian women for a rapidly advancing future tech. I am Temitayo Peters. With me is
Fatima Rachel.
All right, joining us in the studio to unpack this is Sholape Akipelu, CEO of Harvest, Country Director, Women in Tech Nigeria, and also an ESCO at Nigeria British Chamber of Commerce. Good to have you.
Thank you so much, Temitayo.
Thank
you, Rachel. It's a
You're
pleasure
welcome.
being here.
Pleasure
International Women's Day.
Yay! IWD.
Yes.
Welcome. All right, so to start with,
As a tech enthusiast and the CEO, how has the journey been so far for you?
Well, for me, I think it's a life journey. And life itself, like Tai Sholari, would say, may your road be rough. So we all need that tenacity. We all need those challenges, the toughness. So it's been, I must say, it's been tough. Tough in different perspectives. We are in fintech. There's regulation. There's the product part. There's the marketing part. There are just tons of things there, and we really want to delight our clients and users. So it takes a lot from us. But overall, we just have to find custom solutions to our peculiar problems, especially because we're also serving a niche market. So it's just about finding creative solutions to these problems, and that's why I think that the two jobs of the future would be creativity, right, and leadership.
why is it important to empower Nigerian women in tech, especially in this fast-rising digital world?
Well, that's a valid question, and it's very important as well. To some really answer that, I always say tech needs women and women need tech. So there is a dual answer to that question. And firstly, technology needs women for, balanced ideas, for, balanced opinions across the entire sphere, of technology. So you talk about product development, you talk about product market fit, taking the same product to market, liaising with users, and all the whatnots. Without women, most technology products, by the way, are being produced for both male and female. Yes. So when you do not have women in the mix, while producing them or while coming up with them, there is that challenge for you to miss out on, some vital things. And that's why I always say technology needs women. So it isn't luxury. It isn't trying to elevate or trying to, help women. So let's bring them into technology. Technology as a strong leverage that it is absolutely needs women for balanced, views and then balanced outcomes, exactly. And on the other hand, women in technology, because as it is now, technology roles are high in demand.
That's right.
And when, you are in high demand roles, it helps you skill up from less vulnerable roles. All roles are important, even from the doorman to the person who serves the tea. We respect that. But having more women participate in high demand, roles also helps from an economic perspective, to elevate the economic participation and help them earn well. So it's a balanced, conversation.
Okay. All right. There's this phrase that says catch them young. So what would you say about our educational institution encouraging young girls to pursue career in tech?
Well, I see that happening. In fairness, I have 2 kids in primary education now, and I see it's totally different from when we were being taught computer science and There was no keyboard in sight. Everything was just, theoretical.
Like that.
We're literally studying computer science in a 2B exercise book, right?
Yes.
So things are different now, and I see. So a lot of organizations, schools particularly, from the regulatory part, that's where we need the government or the SUBEB, primary education, basic education, to come in and ensure that all of this are enforced,
Right.
and also monitored to great execution. So it's another thing to say, okay, let it be done, but is it being done well, right, at elementary level?
So we cannot negate the fact that there might be barriers, right? So
There are.
right. So let's just quickly look at some barriers preventing women from thriving in tech industry, and how can they break this barrier?
There are tons of them, right? But I think the biggest one is right from school. Women are encouraged to be girly, gentle,
Stereotypes.
all these subtle, all those stereotypes. And, STEM is science, technology, engineering and mathematics is looked upon as a boy thing,
Yes.
right? So we need more girls to, break that stereotype. We need more parents as well to remove and weed away that bias, so that we encourage more girls from school to take on more STEM roles and also help them, grow into them solidly.
Okay. So speaking about these barriers, what steps would you encourage young women out there, to take to position themselves for success in the tech industry? Well,
the first thing is just to, uproot that, would I call it learned helplessness? To say, oh, it's tough, I cannot do it, right? Probably because society has said you can't do it, or probably because of the stereotypes that we see around. So it's an inside job first. Yeah, the second one I would say is to get mentors. There are so many women doing amazing things, from the real engineering to building tech-enabled businesses out there that you can, meet up with, right? You do not necessarily even have to meet up with them. Read about what they do, follow their conversations. When you can meet them, ask for things. There are so many women out there to help. Women in Tech is one of those platforms in Nigeria where you can join as well and then find like minds. I'm sure that you'll find someone that's about your own level, in your tech journey, that you can relate with.
All right.
Right. Aside from you being a success in tech, because
Really?
Yes, you are. You are, because if you aren't, you wouldn't be here. And I'm sure you are a source of inspiration to some girls and women out there. So if you are to list maybe 3 or 5 women in tech that are doing greatly well, who and who would you refer to?
Oh, well, the first person that comes to mind is Taribi Alebioshu, right? So Taribi is that person that I said, like, she's like an underdog when it comes to women in tech on the continent. She's an engineer, a full-stack engineer, very skilled. Started her career in, New York. Got a job way back before remote roles was a thing. Got a job outsourced to her while she was working in Africa. I'm talking about like 8 years ago, and she was doing great figures. And she's quite compassionate about it and has gone on to build products. I would also, mention Yemi Kerry. Yemi Kerry is a senior lady in tech, one of the forerunners, even when technology wasn't, permits me to use the word sexy. Right?
It's not approachable.
Right? Yes. So Yemi Kerry is a great forerunner in technology. There are tons of them, so I'm really trying. I hope I don't offend anyone.
It's fine. No, that's why we said just 3 to 5.
There are tons of brilliant women in technology out there. Who again? Well, I would say, Ife or Felt Tracker to solve health challenges,
Yeah, like menstruation.
Particularly for women,
childbirthing,
all of that. Yeah, Ife is doing amazingly
I saw
well
something in
because
that.
health and wellness is critical for
Yes.
women,
Yes.
right?
Very important.
And exactly, and then maybe some other women running edtech platforms as well, because those are the key areas, financial services, education, and health. Those three, they really affect women a lot. They affect all of us, but they significantly affect women because you need more women to take charge of their finances. Women and health is critical. A lot of women, we have issues with mortality, particularly because of our reproductive health and all of that. And of course, education, as nurturers and all of that, you need that balance to help you free up time while you do other things. And you have leveraging technology for your younger ones, through technology.
All right. So I have a question, and I'm very sure a lot of our audiences also have the same question. So for women with kids, you're a mother yourself, how do you just oppose family life, tech, as in since not been training on you?
Well, it's life, right? There are I don't see balance really. It's just life. My work is an extension of life. The children are an extension. They keep me grounded. They make me happy. I'm joyous in it, and so it helps me flourish, in the work. So everything is really interconnected. So it's a symphony. So I think when we start seeing it that way, it helps us do better at all these roles.
Okay, so for somebody who is looking to break into the tech industry, what would you tell the person or encourage the person?
Well, I'll just say that it's really important, and let no one tell you that it can't be done, right? It can be done, and know that you do not, I keep saying it, know that you do not have to code to break into technology. There are tons of, no-code roles in technology itself. So join the community, it helps. Do a lot of reading, it helps. And, even technical writing, even technology writing,
Content
writing, because there are times that building a technology product, there are tons of jargons, but someone needs to come break it down to make it usable and understandable for users. So there are tons of things that you can do, and just keep things open.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your perspective.
It's been a pleasure.
As we embrace the future, let's make sure we leave no woman behind. Remember, empowerment begins with action. Till we come your way next time, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, and you can as well check out our website at www.tv.guardian.ng. I remain Fatima Rachel and
Temitayo Peters, and together we are wishing you
Happy International Women's Day!